Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. I just thought I'd bring you in on a live style video of polishing chrome deep dish alloy wheels. So, problem with exposed metals like chrome, aluminium, or any exposed metal really, is you get a layer of oxide forming on the surface. So really you've got to keep on top of your chrome work or any bare metal finishes. And obviously a way of removing oxide, tarnishing that builds up on the surface is a metal polish. That's quite an important tool, you know, to have. You need a metal polish if you're into detailing, although modern cars you might argue you don't. Even the exhaust tips now are having different finishes than bare metal. But anyway, get on with it. Right here, I don't know if you can see it, there you go, it's coming focus, is white diamond metal polish. This is a metal polish and sealant in one. Why am I using white diamond metal polish? Well, about a year ago, PVD mega test, 15 metal polishes, American metal polishes, German, French, Japanese, or I can't remember the field, all these different ones, and I'm there with my bare eyes doing this test with them, and I saw what this product did when we put it through the same test on, I think it was mild steel, and the finish that it put on it was just, it was the best. That's why I'm using it. I'm following my own, not my own recommendations, I'm following the recommendations of the tests that I'm part of. Costs about 20 quid. I think you can get it for like 16 quid, but if you buy it online, you've got to pay like 4 or 5 quid delivery for 355 mil. Does that sound expensive to you? Well, 20 quid sounds expensive, but if you're comparing it with like auto sole or a tube, you pay about a fiver for 75 mil, and then if you translate it up, this actually works out cheaper. So it's not, its cost per volume is actually quite low. It's poorly emulsified, this product, so if you leave it there, you get all the abrasives in the bottom, you get some solvent, you get some water or something. So you need to shake it up and shake it well. It has a little hole. It's important to keep that bit of card there because it will seal it properly. It has a little hole that can sometimes get a little bit blocked up because the metal polishes are quite coarse in nature. Now, I'm just going to press off on the camera, set the camera shot up on the wheel, show you what I'm doing, what you need, and then we'll carry on. In terms of what you're going to use to work the polish, you've got foam, a bit like with machine polisher polishing pads. You've got foam and wool. Normally with polishing metals, you're going to have to work these things a bit hard. At least that's what I find. You know, polishing metal, you want to be a little bit more aggressive. And I tend to find that most times you're going to need wool. And you're going to go at it a bit harder. You know, if you start off all slow and gentle, you're going to find you're not going to get the required results. The danger is if you go at something heavy metal, full throttle, that you can, with the most aggressive method, you might put some sort of fine scratches in metal. Well, you can always refine it out. But that's my little tip, is go aggressive. The next thing is, obviously, wash this alloy wheel, so the car's been washed. But before you polish metal, I don't know if this is an approved thing or not, guys, but take a mineral spirit type hydrocarbon and a microfiber cloth. Your microfiber cloths are going to get destroyed, by the way. Okay, get quite a lot of the product into the microfiber and just wipe with the mineral spirit type product over the surface. And if this was a white cloth, what I'd be seeing with this is black oxide coming off this particular metal. Different metals seem to have different colour oxides. I think like aluminium, is it aluminium oxide? And magnesium oxides are white. You know, iron oxide is rust. Is that, but that goes brown eventually. I don't know what the initial colour is, but there's another oxide, I think maybe it's chromium oxide, is black. So you get different colours of oxide that you're removing. So you're probably going to get black if you're polishing off your bare metal alloy wheels. But wipe over it with mineral spirits in the cloth first. I just find it pulls off quite a lot of the black film, and it's worth doing. Let me know on that if it's a waste of time. I have on here a leaf wheel already on a little drill. I'm going to be going at a decent speed with this. You want a half decent drill as well, not some Mickey Mouse Tesco's drill. So even though I'm using the little flex one, it will be fine. And again, I like to put my polish on the surface of the metal. If you put it all over the polishing wheel, it's going to sling it everywhere. So, and I liked, when I'm polishing metal as well, I like to use lots of polish. That's just me. I'm not an official metal polishing expert. I'm really not. So some of you can probably give me loads of good tips here, guys. Just be careful with this polish because it just gets a little bit blocked. I've got a bit of tape there so I don't cover me nuts in polish, which is important. And also, you know, you can't take... I've got to get this done relatively quick though. So I'm just going to demo this little kind of quarter section. And then when I go off the camera, I'm going to be working a hell of a lot faster than this because I do not want to be here all day. And I'm probably not also, this doesn't often get said, I'm probably not going to get perfection as well. But I'm going to bring back lots of shine and remove lots of tarnishing. So let's crack on. Going to struggle to get the polisher on this bit. I need to be lower down. I should really jack this up. Okay. Right, I'm just going to stop there. You're going to be the camera thing will be going on too long. So this will give you a good idea of what's going on. You can probably already see from back there. Let's get the camera in nice and tight. That, okay, we've got focus, yes. That's good. Sorry, just bear with me. So we don't have flawless perfection here, and not all the tarnishing is up. But if we look at what we start with to where we're going, it's coming back. So this is going to be a war. I'm just going to press stop and start on the camera. Hold on a second, stop. Okay guys, so I'm going to crack on now with this. I'll just finish off this video. So it's going to be a battle of attrition this. It's going to take me about an hour and a half probably. And I'm not going for perfection. I'm going for maximum effect, kind of with one little pass. I want to do a quarter of each wheel each time, so effectively do 16 little sets of polishing. I'm going to be switching to this wool thing because it stops me with the little one. I've got to keep moving left and right to cover the whole deep dish, so I can cover it all with one effectively. So having the right tool for the job, as always, is the way to go. The tarnishing, there's little tarnishing spots which are quite deep on this. And if you're trying to perfect this, I would actually go with something even more aggressive. I've got these acrylic rust removers, which are really aggressive. You saw me using them on the exhaust cleaning video years ago, and they'll smack the tarnishing off, but they'll put in fine scratches on this chrome, and then I'll have to polish that out. It's a bit like compound marring, if you like, very aggressive. So if I wanted a flawless finish on this, I'd have to put in a hell of a lot of time, and I'm just not prepared to do that. I'm happy with them being shiny, and I think if I keep on top of them and polish them 3 or 4 times a year, which is quite a pain, then that tarnishing, if I get it under control, it will slowly reduce down each time I polish them, and eventually they'll sort of be looking a lot better. As always, managing polish is a big thing. I do not want to be getting all the polish into those nuts and the spokes, because if the pressure wash it out really before it dries, once it dries in there, it's a real pain. A lot of people always ask me about polish removal when it gets into trim and stuff like that. What I find is the best thing to do, obviously don't let it dry. If it gets into plastics, the best thing I find it to do is soak that plastic with the same material that is the carrier for that polish. So, you know, water and some form of solvent quite often. So I sometimes will just take, if I've got a stained bit of plastic trim, I'll just take a mineral spirit and soak the stained trim in the mineral spirit. The problem is, someone said the other day, you know, you can rub on it with a magic eraser or a rubber. The problem is the polish soaks into the plastic, and all you're really doing when you rub the surface is just rubbing. Yes, you are going to hit a little bit of that polish and you might improve it, so it's always worth trying, but you're also going to just be rubbing on the plastic, whereas it's bedded into the plastic. So if you soak it in a mineral spirit, you can soften it. The problem is it's hard to get it out. So what I would sometimes suggest is you don't try and like rub it, especially if it's a real high-end car and the condition of this, apart from the staining of the trim, is good. I would sometimes suggest that you just use like a trim, you know, like something like solution finish or something that's got a solvent in it that you can just keep dressing over the bit of stained trim, and eventually over time that polish kind of breaks down and kind of just disappears. That's what I find. Can take a long time though, but soak it in mineral spirits first to sort of reduce it down would be my tip. If you could also use water and IPA. Don't use anything with soap in it. Don't use anything that if that dries in that plastic, it's also going to stain it as well. So don't use like harsh chemicals. I've seen strong acids and stuff like that. Salt acids can even stain those plastic trims. So they're a bit of a pain actually. You don't really want them porous, and getting polishing into them is a nightmare. There's no easy solution. My brain was thinking of that Mercedes which we did very recently at Fresh Layers, and that had one of the rear quarters was heavily stained with polish. You know, it's just where it's been buffed in. You know, not us. It was already like that. And all we did was put the Concept Chemicals, which is an oil and solvent based kind of dressing. So it's not high durability as some you said, it's a lovely dressing. And that just completely soaked into the plastic, masked all the staining, and will help break it down as well. So I reckon just cover it up and keep covering it up and it should disappear. Anyway, you get the idea. We're talking, it's supposed to be about metal polishing. I'm going to crack on now, guys. The most important thing is that this metal polish I think is fantastic. I know lots of you have got your own favourites. The other good ones, the Brightmax Twins, they came out really well in that test as well. A lot of you said they're good. Yes, they're good, but so's this stuff. And I like the fact that it's got the sealant already in there. So, you know, that will help prevent the oxidisation and leave a little coating, you know, layer of whatever over the metal. So, white diamond metal polish. That's my recommendation. Thank you for watching, guys. See you soon.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you